If you're tired of sleazy marketing tactics, you are not alone. Most launch copywriters and marketers are masters in the art of persuasion, and some people use it and abuse it. But is all sales and marketing copy sleazy? Heck no. If you're selling something you believe in, you shouldn't be afraid to sell the thing. Now, I don't want to preach and say there's one definitive way to write more ethical sales copy. It's a tricky topic to navigate, and sometimes opinions and values change. But if you've ever been in someone's launch sequence and felt all kinds of uncomfortable and know you don't want to replicate that with your own launches, here are some tactics you can use without damaging your results and your integrity. Hi, I'm Nikki Trailer, and I help coaches, course creators, and digital product owners to make more money from their products and programs by selling more and retaining more customers. Stick around for 5 ways you can make your launch copy less sleazy and more ethical. The first thing I want to say is that honesty is always the best policy. Nothing is going to damage your reputation like people finding out something on your sales page isn't true. Claims like only 2 spots left should only be used if there really are only 2 spots left. And webinars should only be advertised as live if they really are and not recorded 3 months earlier. These tactics aren't new. 2 newer ones I keep seeing creep into more and more launches are saying the cart is closing and then opening it for longer. This winds me up because it encourages more and more people to spend money when they weren't necessarily ready to. And it's also actually illegal in certain parts of the world. So make sure you know where you stand from a legal standpoint if you don't want to get into any complicated legal battles. If you say your cart is closing, it should be closing unless you have a legitimate reason to keep it open, and only in countries where this is accepted by the law. If people miss your sales emails because they were on holiday, or a lot of your audience happen to be away and you decide that you want to extend your promotion, you can almost advertise it as a separate promotion. This should honestly be a legitimate reason and something you've had conversations with your audience about, and not just using it as a sales tactic to get more people across the line. Not only is it poor practice, but it damages the integrity of other things you say. If they can't believe your cart is closing, why should they believe anything else you say either? And the other thing that I really don't like, and this is a personal one, is introducing a new payment plan just before the cart closes and claiming it wasn't planned. Now, while there's nothing wrong with introducing a longer payment plan at the last minute, especially if you're helping people to manage their cash flow better, it's the stories around why that seem all kinds of shady to me. Too many people have been doing this for it to be a coincidence and not a tactic. So why are you really introducing that payment plan? If it's purely to make more sales and not to support your audience to make the right decision, maybe you should reconsider or have the payment plan available for the entire promotion period. The next thing you can do to make your sales copy a little more ethical is to not only use the outsized testimonials. I'm sure we've all been on sales pages where the only testimonials leave you feeling like it's too good to be true. Obviously, as a course creator or coach or service provider, you want to showcase your best clients to demonstrate the results that are possible from working with you. And you definitely should do this, but these results should be representative of what's possible for anyone entering your program or joining your world. If you can provide context around where those people started when they joined your program, people can see what's genuinely possible, or why Paige got a better result than Karen. Don't be afraid to show testimonials from clients who didn't necessarily achieve mind-blowing results, but still had a positive experience. They paint a more accurate picture as a combination, and it makes the whole sales pitch way more believable. If you can, make it clear where people were when they started working with you to paint an honest picture of their results. Like if someone had 3 screaming kids running around at home versus someone else who had 5 days a week in a Zen office to dedicate to doing the work, of course they got better results, and that's okay. Your audience needs to see the whole picture so they can make an informed decision. You should also make it clear that getting results is their responsibility. They have to do the work. If you don't have a disclaimer about financial results on your page anywhere, you should probably add one in. The next thing that's going to make your copy a little less sleazy is making it so clear who your program or product or course is for and who it's not for, and really be honest about that. Only sell to people who are genuinely a good fit for your program. If you're selling a course to help people make money with Facebook ads, for example, make sure their business is in a position to handle that traffic and convert people first, so they're not throwing money down the Zuckerberg drain. Do your due diligence to either find out or help them self-select by adding detailed information on your sales page, or include an application process that helps you vet for specific criteria. If you're not intentional about this, it can lead to a bad client experience, a bad experience for other people who signed up, and maybe even a refund request. If they need to be at a certain income level to afford the payment plan, talk about this. If they need to have X, Y, and Z in place to get an ROI, say it. And if it's better for people with a specific level of knowledge or experience, be clear about what they need to know before joining so no one gets left behind. Another way you can make your launches a little more ethical is to be upfront on your webinar or your challenge that your offer is coming. Most people know now that if they hop on a free masterclass or webinar, that there's going to be some kind of sales pitch, but it's still polite to let people know ahead of time that you'll be selling to them. You can let them know at the start of the event that there'll be a pitch at the end, or you can even let them know in the content advertising the event, like the emails or the social posts. It's not essential, but people respond really well to the upfront nature of this and can decide if they're willing to stick around or not. You're giving them a choice, giving them their agency back, and that is what this is all about ultimately. Another thing you should definitely try and avoid with your launches is not pushing the FOMO button for people who can't afford your product. Make it clear that you don't want people to go into debt to work with you. Encourage people to only sign up if they can genuinely afford to and have a way to make back the funds. There's a lot said for making a scary investment in yourself and working hard to make the money back, but I personally think it's irresponsible to pull that card in your marketing and encourage people to sign up using that as a persuasion tool. If people still decide to sign up, that is their choice, but they shouldn't be expected or encouraged to if they can't genuinely afford to do so. People should never have to decide between joining your program and putting food on the table. Now, while this isn't an exhaustive list, it's 5 rules that I abide by when writing launch and sales copy for clients. The main thing I always encourage people to do, if this resonates, is to check in with your own values before launching so you can give your audience a more positive experience. Knowing what's right or wrong is actually incredibly complicated, but if you don't feel good when you're observing someone else's launch, the chances are your audience won't feel good if you copy the same tactics either. So just bear this in mind the next time you go ahead and launch. Is think about what things make you feel good, what things make you feel bad, and consider them when planning your launch and writing your copy. Or alternatively, you can outsource everything to a launch copywriter and strategist who shares those same values with you. If you want more tactics and trainings on making more money online from your business, then stick around, subscribe to the channel below, and stay tuned for weekly insights that you can action straight away to make more money in a way that feels good to you and your audience. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.